Fred, welcome to the Paper Mill Gala.
Janet, it's a pleasure to be with you here again.
We did this about 10 years ago, and we're
did.
back again. We had such a good time. We come back every year.
Once a decade. We have to do this more often.
Exactly, we do. And I always love to come and see the silent auction items. I could go shopping here and go home a very happy person.
I can appreciate that, yes. So what do we have here tonight?
Well.
Yes.
I don't know that you would appreciate this, but this Loro Piana scarf.
Right.
Oh my goodness, would I love that. It's gorgeous.
Yes.
Ferragamo. They have the best name brands here. Very high-end things. A Buglari clutch. Oh my
Right.
goodness. Oh my goodness. And look at the
Uffizi,
purses.
Louis
Again,
Vuitton,
you're not going to appreciate this,
Ralph
but
Lauren.
Louis Vuitton. Exactly.
Well, if you recommend them, I'm going to go with them.
And they're silent auctions, and you'll be amazed. At the end of the night, the interest and generosity of the patrons, they will be completely filled, and some very happy people will go home.
That's good. Well, it's great to be here with our paper mill veteran.
And
what's
it
over
is.
here on this side?
Oh
right
my
here?
goodness. Well, it is to make your heart sing with joy, because it is theater and concert tickets, and Broadway is at its finest here with Jersey Boys and Aladdin, Something Rotten, American in Paris. Could life be better than going to all these shows?
Goodness, it's like we're on Theater Row here, Broadway itself. And what's interesting,
I think we
Janet,
are.
is the connection between Broadway and the paper mill. I understand within the past few years, the paper mill has launched 3 shows onto Broadway.
It has indeed, and actually, the Paper Mill just announced this week. It was just announced that the Paper Mill is getting a regional Tony at the Tony Awards in June. How
incredible?
fine is that?
So as we walk down, call off the different ones that we have here.
Okay,
Broadway,
Something Rotten,
Right.
Jersey Boys with dinner, Aladdin, the exclusive, Broadway Bound, Matilda, and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and of course, then you get to our own premiere theater, the Paper Mill, and its features for the silent auction.
Is it an impressive? What do we have here?
Well, West Side Story, Peters and Poppins, which is fabulous. Mary Poppins is obviously for next year.
Right.
Then you have Tilly's and Tenors. They're kind of combining dinner with the show. The Bodyguard, that will be surely a sellout. And the producers,
yeah.
they have such a top-notch list of plays for next year. It's you just want to sign up and go to all of them.
It's amazing. And tonight, for our audience,
Yeah.
we're going to be seeing some excellent productions that we've already previewed.
Yes, our hometown TV family is going to see the students, and you know how near and dear that is to my heart. We saw them practicing. There was not a dry eye in there, and there won't be a dry eye when they actually perform for the audience tonight. They really do so much for the students, the Paper Mill does, and really for the community at large. When I say it's part of our family in the community, it is. It really is.
So should we get on with the show?
I think we should.
Sounds
Let's
good.
go.
Okay, Janet, great.
Shane Miller, congratulations. What a night.
Thank you. It is so exciting, not just because it's our annual gala, but it's who we're honoring, and the fact that Paper Mill Playhouse is the recipient of the 2016 Regional Tony Award.
Unbelievable. What could be more thrilling? Your season, the Tony Award, and all the honorees you're having.
I feel like there are 3 big moments in Paper Mill's life, and it was 1938 when we started, 1980 when we burnt down, and 2016 when we won the Regional Tony Award. 78 seasons, and we finally got this award in our hands, and it feels so good. And it's because of the amazing staff and Todd Schmidt and Mark Hobie and their leadership for Paper Mill that we were able to get this. And what a thrill to the people of New Jersey. It's only the 3rd time ever that New Jersey's won with this Tony Award.
And I think it shows how the arts are just so vital to this area, to this state, and even to neighboring states. You have people coming from neighboring states.
We have, actually, for some of our shows, we've had people from more than 40 states show up for a show.
Yes, you have.
When we did Bronx Tale, we had 36 states that were represented.
And I've heard many say this is better than Broadway at the Paper Mill.
Well, I'd like to believe that. It is Broadway in your backyard.
It is. It's Broadway in
your
your backyard.
Yes.
Yes, it is. And who are some of the notables that are going to be honored tonight?
Well, we have 2 major honorees. Number 1, we're giving a Lifetime Achievement Award to Governor Brendan Byrne, who is a Millburn resident, and we're thrilled to have him here and his wife Ruthie. And then we're honoring the entire creative team for Bronx Tale. So it's Chaz Palminteri and Robert De Niro and Alan Menken and Glenn Slater and Jerry Zaks and the whole crew. They're all here, and there's going to be some performances tonight. From the cast of A Bronx Tale. Chenise Williams, who was the star of NBC's The Wiz Live, is here tonight to perform with us. And she's performing a number from Bronx Tale.
Oh, wow.
So it's a real full circle.
Yeah.
And some cast members from West Side Story, which is our next show, are going to be performing tonight.
And Fred and I had the joy of seeing the student performers as they were rehearsing. It was extraordinary.
They were phenomenal, very much so, yes. And you figure, Janet, you and I started this 10 years ago.
We did.
Shane, I've known you forever, and you've been through thick and thin with Paper Mill. You got to be thrilled at how everything has grown here.
12 years I've been with Paper Mill, and I've seen it all. And
Yes.
I finally feel like we've hit that plateau, but I think we have a little ways to go. We have some really exciting things coming next season.
Well, you're on a
as well.
trajectory, right?
We are.
Yes.
We are. I mean,
Yeah.
next season we're doing the U.S. premiere of The Bodyguard.
I know.
Which is the made famous by Whitney Houston and Kevin Costner, and that's going to launch a national tour. And wherever it goes throughout the country, it's going to say U.S. Premiere Paper Mill Playhouse, Millburn, New Jersey.
Well, one of the areas, specialties that the Paper Mill's developing is launching shows and launching them onto Broadway.
Right.
That's pretty amazing.
One of the things that's difficult about theater is how expensive it is to produce. So one of the things that we've done is we found ways to partner with either commercial producers or other not-for-profits to bring our costs down, but to give our audiences the best quality we possibly can, because there's other people investing in our work.
Very
And
nice.
I think that's what won us the Tony Award. They're seeing
Absolutely.
what we're doing.
Well, I know that we're going to be very exciting watching those Tony Awards, and I know you have a lot of places to go tonight. You're one of the guys that's running the show,
And
so we're going to let you go.
we're so happy that Hometown TV is joining us once again. It's the coverage and the video that you guys do for us was part of our success. So thank
It's
you.
really our honor. So
you are,
thank you for
you are part
congratulations.
of our
Thank you.
family and Hometown TV, and congratulations.
Thank you, Janet.
Kevin Cummings, welcome to the gala tonight at the Paper Mill. You are CEO of Investors Bank. You are the seasonal sponsor, and you must be enormously proud.
Well, we're tremendously proud. It's been a great partnership. It's 10 years in the making. We go back to 2007. And the Paper Mill this year just had a fantastic year. We got the West Side Story, the Bronx Tale. A lot of good things happen over in Millburn.
They surely do. And of course, who could dispute the regional Tony that the Paper Mill has won?
Yeah. Bill Tanzi texted me Monday morning, and
Yeah.
Mark Hobie called me on Monday, left me a message, and I'm thrilled. It's
Yeah.
such a well-deserved, hard work, from the brink of almost not going out of business
Yes.
to being on Broadway and a
Yes.
Tony Award.
And Investors Bank has been instrumental in that success as well, in support and sponsorship. And we thank you as well, and investors, for what you've done, because you've helped to give all of us local theater that's really exceptionally fabulous.
It's a fantastic public, private, not-for-profit,
It
a
is.
community bank.
It is.
It's a great story.
It is a great story, and it shows the heart and soul of our town, of the bank, and of the Paper Mill.
It certainly does. It's a great
Thank
great story.
you,
Thank
and
you, Janet.
congratulations for tonight.
Congratulations to the Paper Mill tonight.
Thank you.
Be good.
And I am here with our mayor from Millburn,
Ted.
Theodore Ted Burke. Ted, thank
Ted.
you so much.
Yeah.
And our deputy mayor, Ian Mount.
Thanks for
Ian,
having us.
Pleasure to be with you.
You too.
Paper Mill. It's a huge state treasure, but it's a gem right in here in Millburn.
Yeah, they call it the regional theater. They call it the state theater. They call it everything, but it's we like to call it our theater, right?
I like
so,
that. I like
yeah.
that.
So.
And what is it that the Paper Mill does for Millburn and Millburn does for the Paper Mill?
Well, it's a great source of pride for the township in Millburn. Having the paper mill here and in our own hometown means a lot to the people in Millburn, especially to us. And it's great to be able to be here to support it. You know, the paper mill provides a lot of things to Millburn. Not only do we get a great performance theater, but there's a lot of educational opportunities available through the paper mill. They offer a lot of programs for the kids in our schools. They do a lot for us, and we appreciate that they're doing that for our township.
That's so nice. And are you being considered for a future play here at the Paper Mill? Is that a possibility?
No, I was just saying to Shane earlier that what the Paper Mill's done in changing their plan over the last few years, and what they've pulled off with Newsies and the other shows, the Bronx Tale and things of that nature, that are staging here to go to Broadway, to set themselves up that way, was a very strategic move, and I think has really significantly increased the popularity of it. And I was saying to Shane earlier that the only thing I can critique negatively about them is that the person that played Hilaire Juzak in Can, I did a much better job in my high school in 1977 than he did. But so
So we'll go back for those early reels. Me too, right? Yeah.
they didn't have tape back. They didn't have it.
Oh, they didn't. Okay, all
VCR
right.
didn't exist
All right.
yet. Okay.
We would pay dearly for that, wouldn't we?
We would. No question about that. Yes.
But talking about the way the Paper Mill has launched, the trajectory is phenomenal recently, right?
It is. As you know, they just won a Tony, and just this week, and having the Bronx Tale, a Bronx Tale here at the theater was an amazing. It created a lot of buzz. It creates just a lot of energy in town, and we support that. We want to try to do whatever we can to engender that kind of energy in town. That's what we're about, and it's great. It's fantastic. Yes.
Lieutenant Governor, the state of New Jersey, welcome to the wonderful gala, Paper Mill. You're here a lot. I see you here at the galas.
Yes, it's
Thank
fabulous.
you.
I've been asked to be the honorary chair, I think, by any number of people a couple of years in a row, and I've been honored to be here to celebrate a very important gala for the Paper Mill. If people didn't come to this gala and support the Paper Mill literally by enjoying the great entertainment they're going to see tonight and have the great food they're going to have, but also participating in some of the baskets and some of the sales, there wouldn't be a Paper Mill Playhouse. So anything we can do, I can do personally and on behalf of the Council on the Arts and as Secretary of State, I'm all in.
Well, you've always been a great supporter of the arts. How long have you loved the arts? As a child, did you start going to the theater?
I am what I call a wannabe artist. My husband plays the bass guitar. My brother-in-law earns a living playing music. He's the hardest working musician at the Jersey Shore. But my mom, while we were growing up, took us to the opera. She was involved in the opera in every place we lived. And so we saw all of the pre-events opera plays. So we got very involved back then. And while I have no musical talent whatsoever, I do know that my support, your support, the support of all the people here tonight is equally as important as talent. So that's what I am here tonight.
And one of the best parts of the night, at least in my heart, are the students, the student performers. They're so passionate, they're so committed, and they're so talented. They're going to be our future in the arts.
Well, and it only takes one show to get a child hooked, really.
Yes.
If you bring a child, you give him one opportunity, then he'll come back again and again and again. I told this story earlier. My husband, as I was running out today, he said, "Where are you going?" I said, "Well, the Paper Mill Playhouse Gala." And he said, "Well, tell them that I went to the Paper Mill Playhouse when I was 7 years old." And let me tell you, he's over the age of consent. And he fell in love with Betsy Palmer.
Oh, yes.
While she was doing South Pacific. And after that one show at age 7, one, he was still in love with Betsy until she died last year. And 2, he always went to live shows, and he always supported live music of whatever type. So it can have a
lifelong, life-changing event. It certainly can. I think we need to say hello to him since this is live. What's his name?
My husband's name is Michael.
Okay.
Michael, and he's couldn't make it tonight.
Okay.
But he's going to miss a fabulous evening.
Well, he's going to watch you. Thank you so much for your support. It's unending. We appreciate it. Everything you do, from the students to the adults, and all of your assist. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having me.
Were all so wonderful there. You were just so wonderful. There wasn't a dry eye. I told you, the tears were coming down, and I said, get a grip. You can't do this. You were wonderful. Thank you. You are our future. You're our Broadway future. You're welcome. This is a very interesting table. I've never seen so much makeup in my life.
Yeah, it's kind of my collection.
But you're beautiful. You don't need it.
Thank you. But for today's performance, you need a little glam.
You all have a lot of glam, let me tell you.
Thank you.
So you guys were so terrific. When I heard you sing, you just made the world stop by your music. You did.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. What schools are you from?
I'm from Elizabeth High School.
Great. Yay, Elizabeth.
Old Bridge High School.
Old Bridge.
Dona South Middle School.
Okay.
Verona High School.
Now, are you in your shows and plays at your school? Yeah. So everyone is envious of you, aren't they? You're the talent on this stage. I know you are.
We're just doing our thing.
Yeah.
Doing what we love.
Yeah. And you love being part of the Paper Mill?
Yes. Love it.
What does it give you?
Opportunity to just learn so much, and with amazing teachers and amazing friends and amazing, just everything is just so like up to par, and it's just amazing opportunity that it gives so many students around the country.
And do you find that in school you have a particular teacher or teachers that really spur you on and motivate you and support you and encourage you?
Yeah, we do. But at the Paper Mill, this is like the teachers here. They have the strongest love and passion for what they do that I've never felt that before from any teacher. Yeah. And it's amazing.
And how many of you are going to be in Broadway in about 10 years?
Me.
Why do I think that's absolutely true? You were so terrific there. You were just so terrific. That I was telling everyone I was crying. It was wonderful, wonderful. It was just fabulous. How long had you practiced that?
We practiced once for a few hours. Yeah.
We got our first rehearsal on Wednesday.
We've done it before, but a couple years ago.
Wow.
We learned it a couple years ago, but we had a refresh rehearsal.
Wow, wow. Now, just a shout out to some of your school districts.
Governor Livingston High School in Berkeley Heights.
Great.
Ramapo Ridge Middle School in Mahwah, New Jersey.
Okay.
St. Joseph Regional High School.
Excellent.
Westfield High School.
Yay.
Lazar Middle School.
Okay. How about you?
Chatham High School.
Okay. Now, some of you, I think I've seen in productions here, haven't I? I think I've seen you. What were you in?
Sound of Music, Elf, and Christmas Story.
Oh, that is so wonderful. Did you have to practice a lot?
Yeah, it was really fun.
Okay. And how many of you are going to be in Broadway in about 10 years? Well, you have a beautiful voice. I was listening. You were like an angel. You were just like an angel. You really were. You were. And at school, are you in all the plays and all of that? Yes, 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 yes. You probably all have the leads, don't you? Yes. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. I've been asking all the students, what is the best part about being involved in the Paper Mill?
I can answer
Family,
that.
that's
Should I hold
Go
it?
ahead. No.
Okay. All the friends that you make, like, I consider like these guys like my family.
That's right.
Paper Mill like raised me. I've been here since I was 10 years old, and now I'm 18 and still going. Yeah, I love it.
Well, you are the future of Broadway. When I mean that. You're the future of our arts. And our future is in excellent hands with each and every one of you. So thank you for your passion. And I don't know if people still say break a leg. Do they still say break a leg? Yes. Break a leg. Not really. Okay. Bye.
Among New Jersey's two most beloved governors, we have Brendan Byrne and Governor Tom Kean, and I'm most fortunate to be with our Governor Kean. Governor, great to be with you.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be here.
Good. Special night tonight. We're honoring your good friend and former Governor Brendan Byrne.
Yeah, it's always fun to honor Brendan Byrne. I do that a lot.
I'm sure you do.
And I enjoy doing it. He was a great governor. More importantly, he's a great human being.
He certainly is.
Yeah.
And you've known each other for how many years now? A few decades?
No. We've known each other probably 50 years.
Well, going back that far?
He was a friend of my brother's before I ever knew him.
Oh, no kidding. Okay.
So my older brother. He's a little older than I am.
A little bit older, right?
Yeah.
And tonight for the Paper Mill, special night.
Yeah, Paper Mill is 10 years old. I saw my first show and developed a love of theater that's been with me all my life. And it was Paper Mill. It was a desert song right here at Paper Mill. Frank Carrington was the producer in those days, and show I've never forgotten.
You remember it well.
I remember I could give you the songs, but people would turn off if I sang them.
Well, listen, we can catch you a little bit later on the songs. That would be good, right?
After a drink.
After a drink. You're
That's
on.
Right.
Listen, I know you've got a busy night, so thank you so much, Governor Kean.
Thank you very much.
Governor Byrne, I can't tell you what an honor it is to speak to you. You're here at every gala, and tonight you're an honoree. So congratulations.
I'm thrilled.
Well, we're thrilled. You have given so much to our state of New Jersey. You're always so wise and so wonderful with your patronage of the arts, and we thank you for that.
Thank you. I'm honored to give something back.
Well, you've given much back.
If you want a model for somebody who served in office with total integrity, never a question about that, but went after the things that were really important to the state and pursued them until they got them done, who funded the schools and as necessary when the schools were lacking in funding, who took a big portion of the state, the Pinelands, and preserved it forever, and who did so many important things that he saw as needs for the state. But did them with compassion, did them with integrity, did them because he cared. He cared terribly much about New Jersey and terribly much for his people.
That's the first speech Tom Kane ever made.
Carolyn, a pleasure to be with you.
Oh, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. A lot of work, and it's our biggest fundraiser of the year. And just thrilled to be here. As you know, we just got the Tony for the Best Regional Theater, so there's going to be great buzz tonight at the gala, and it couldn't have come at a better timing.
And you've been with Paper Mill now for a number of years through thick and thin. You've seen the lows, you're seeing the highs, and it's only getting better.
That's right, because the institution is so amazing, especially our outreach in the community it keeps expanding and reaching more people. I mean, what we do on the stage is wonderful, but our outreach is really where my passion is for the theater.
And what do you mean in terms of outreach, in terms of working with the different communities?
Right, and our theater school and all the children that we reach, and the high schools, and our Adopt a School program where we bring children up from 9th grade through 12th grade, introduce them to the theater. It's just amazing the letters we get from the kids that felt like they were a misfit or they just didn't, they just weren't happy, and then they come and they're with other kids in the theater school and they find their home and they write us these wonderful letters about where they found their niche. And it's just, that for me is Paper Mill.
There's a place for us, somewhere a place for us. Peace and quiet and open air wait for us somewhere. There's a time for us, someday a time for us, time together with time to spend, time to go, time to share, someday, somewhere. We'll find a new way of living. We'll find a way of forgiving. Somewhere, there's a place for us. A time and place for us. Hold my hand and we're halfway there. Hold my hand and I'll take you there. Somehow, someday, somewhere. There's a place for us, a time and place for us. Hold my hand and we're halfway there. Hold my hand and I'll take you there. Somehow, someday, somewhere.
So we start rehearsal on Monday, and I'm thrilled to say that if you're not a subscriber and you haven't yet bought your ticket, you might almost be out of luck. Because 3 weeks from opening, we are almost completely sold out. And we actually had to add 2 extra performances because of the demand. So that's a thrilling position to be in. But as a special treat for you tonight, we have a little preview of the show. And I brought some very talented actors here. They are the young lady who will play the role of Maria. Her name is Belinda Allen. And first I'd like to welcome out to the stage the gentleman who will be playing Tony, Mr. Matt Doyle.
There's something true any day. I will know right away as soon as it shows. We make a cannonball and down to the sky, gleaming inside, bright as a rose. Around the corner, or whistling down the river. Come on, deliver to me. Will it be? Yes, it will. Maybe just my hope still. It'll be there. Come on, something, come on in. Don't be shy, need a guy. Pull out the chair. The air is humming, and something great is coming. So pretty, I feel pretty and witty and bright, and I pity any girl who is with me tonight. I feel charming, oh so charming. It's so alarming how charming they feel. And so pretty that I hardly believe I'm real. Still pretty girl, imagine here and there. Who can attract a girl be? Such a pretty face, such a pretty dress, such a pretty smile, such a pretty me. I feel stunning and entrancing, feel like running and dancing for joy. Forever, by your pretty, wonderful Maria, I'll never stop saying Maria. You're the only thing I'll see forever. In my eyes and my words and in everything I do. Nothing else with you ever. There's nothing for me but Maria. Every sight that I see is Maria. Tony, Tony. Always you, every thought I'll ever know. Everywhere I go, you'll be you and me. Tonight, the world is full of light, with suns and moons all over the place. Tonight, the world is warm and bright, knowing that shooting stars into space. Today, the world is just an address, a place for me to live in, no better than I. But here and none was just a world, it's a star tonight.
Chenise Williams, welcome to the Paper Mill Gala.
It's so good to be here.
Oh, you are a star in our eyes and in everyone's eyes.
You know what's crazy? I was here like maybe 2 years ago singing with the Paper Mill Playhouse Broadway show choir.
Yes.
And now I'm here like actually singing a duet for Bronx Tale, so that's cool.
Absolutely. And let us not forget The Wiz and Live. Let us not forget that. You know, I looked through some of your bio today, and I was so impressed with your theory of just working really hard. And you said that your grandmother gave you that, kind of instilled that in you.
Yes.
And you know, for all the young performers out there who say, how do I become like you? What would your grandmother say?
She would say, don't be nervous. That was her big thing always, she told me. And I just feel like if you have a passion, you always have to first believe in yourself and just push yourself to work hard and just believe that anything is possible. Because Dorothy in the Wiz Life for NBC was crazy for me, but you just have to be a huge dreamer and believe in yourself.
And that's good for life too.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
It's
good for life too.
everything.
And I know you're from Rahway High School. We'll give a shout out to Rahway High School.
High School.
It's a great school, Union County.
With the amazing theater program.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm sure. And were you in the theater then?
Yes, I've never seen a show there because I've been in every one.
And the star, no doubt. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you so
All
much.
best wishes. And thank you for being part of the Paper Mill Gala.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
The managing director of the Paper Mill, Todd Schmidt. Todd, pleasure to be with you.
Well, thank you. It's a thrill. I'm glad you're here tonight.
So much to celebrate with the Paper Mill. Regional Tony, launching shows onto Broadway. How do you do it all?
Well, it's a lot of hard work, and it takes a team and a village and a lot of support. So we're very fortunate, and it's such an amazing night for us tonight to be able to celebrate. You know, we picked this date a year ago. We didn't know we'd be winning the Tony also in the same week. So it's just icing on the cake tonight.
And Janet, you've been doing this for the last 10 years. I started you 10 years ago.
Absolutely. We started a long time ago, and we talk to you every year.
Yes.
And it's the highlight of our spring. You have to know that.
Oh, good.
And I just looked at what you're offering next year. Fabulous shows. Producers, Bodyguard.
It's another great year. We close this season with West Side Story, which runs in June, and then we open next year with The Producers. It'll be a laugh riot and a fun time. And then The Bodyguard, a world premiere musical that's going to leave us and then go on tour the whole country, starring Deborah Cox. So we're excited.
Well, I'll tell you, you always hear the hallmark of good work is when it looks effortless. And nights like this, when we come in, it looks like everything is just effortless. It's just beautiful and perfect, and that's due to all your hard work and the hard work of everyone at the Paper Mill.
It's a lot of other people's hard work tonight.
And, you know, from the bottom of our hometown TV hearts, thank you for bringing the arts to New Jersey.
Well, thank you for your support.
So we're here now with Sergio Trujillo, who is the choreographer for Bronx Tale. Sergio, pleasure to be with you.
My pleasure. Happy to be here. Honored to be here, actually.
So you pulled together an integral part of the whole Bronx Tales. You've got the story, you've got the music, you've got the lyrics, but you pulled together the dancing and the movement. And in your background, at one time, so I hear, you had 4 shows that you had choreographed on Broadway all at the same time. Now that's beyond impressive.
I know that was it was quite a happy moment. It was actually 6 years ago. I had Jersey Boys, Memphis, Next to Normal, and Addams Family, all at the same time. So really, really thrilling time. And if it all goes well, I may have 3 coming up on Broadway. So yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So for Bronx Tales, how did you conceptualize the dance?
Well, you know, I mean, the thing with Bronx Tale is that in terms of, I usually like to do research, and the way that I get into a show, before I even start to figure out, like, what is the story, what am I trying to say with the choreography, my gateway into the piece is usually the way that the characters move. And luckily, you know, with Bronx Tale, I had Jersey Boys under my belt, which is it's a similar period. Memphis was also in the same period. I did another show called All Shook Up, which was also in the same period. So in terms of research, you know, I had already done most of it. So for me, it was just a matter of figuring out what was my gateway in terms of how do the characters move. And, you know, Bronx Tale is a challenging piece because, you know, there has to be a balance within the show so that choreography doesn't always become the most important character element.
It integrates.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it has to be a sophisticated way of incorporating movement into the show, and some of it is just purely staging, and some of it is really figuring out how these characters move. And you got to be careful because I didn't want the show to all of a sudden appear as though it was like you were watching Guys and Dolls. I mean, these are Italian guys. They're gambling. They're tough. So I didn't want to lose them to lose the edge. So I had to be really careful. But yet, extremely detailed with the movement.
So people that write the music, do the lyrics, go through many different iterations. How many iterations do you go through once you're satisfied with the choreography?
Oh my God, I'm changing it all the way to the last minute. I mean, I'm like, oh, by the way, can you do this? Oh, by the way, can you do that? So, even right now, Jersey Boys, which has been running for 10 years, I still to this day change it. So I think the thing with choreography is that if it's an ever evolving art form.
It certainly sounds like it.
Yeah.
You're one of the masters. So Sergio, an honor to be talking to you. Congratulations
Thank you.
on everything.
Thank you so much.
Here with Glenn Slater, who for Bronx Tale has done the lyrics and basically put the words to the music. Glenn, a pleasure to be with you.
Pleasure to be with you too.
Yeah. Now, tell us a little bit about Bronx Tale and your involvement with it.
Well, Bronx Tale is based on Chaz Palminteri's one-man show about growing up in the Bronx in the 60s. Chaz was looking to do a musical adaptation of this piece, which he had also done as a film, and came to Alan, who then brought me on board, and we've just had an absolute blast working together.
That's
so
fantastic.
much fun.
Tell us for the audience, how do you work together? We kid about what comes first, the music or the lyrics, so give me your line on that one.
Well, the typical line is the paycheck is what comes first.
that, yeah.
But actually what happens is Alan and I sit down together with the book writer, with Chaz in this particular instance, and we talk about the scene and the characters and what is it we're trying to say, what does the story need to deliver, what's the emotional content of that moment. And then once we're all on the same page, Alan will sit at the piano and start to play, and different melodies until I find one that sort of matches up with what I wanted to say with words.
Okay.
And then we're off and running, and he will keep on playing as I just start spinning out a title or a line, and then somehow it just comes together. He'll end up that particular session with a finished piece of music, and then I'll go home and fill in all the words, and then it's a back and forth, polishing until we finally have a song.
That's fantastic. So it's a true collaboration. It's a brainstorm. It's an improv.
Very, very close collaboration.
And how many songs did you come up with for Bronx Tale, roughly, give or take?
Oh gosh, I think maybe 18 in the show. It's quite a few. And that's just the ones that ended up in the show. Okay. There are many, many others that did not end up in the show. Right. For one slot, for the beginning of Act 2, I think we've already written 8 or 9 songs, and I'm not sure if we found the right one yet. We'll probably be writing a few more as we go on to the next step with it.
So of all the songs and all the lyrics, what's your favorite song, and what's your favorite phrase of all?
Gosh, my favorite song in this particular show is called Nicky Machiavelli. Okay. It is Sonny, who plays the mafia guy that our hero gets involved with. It's a song about his philosophy of life, which is about love being less important than fear. And sort of weighing those two options and talking about how he uses them. Oh gosh, I don't know if I have a single phrase that I like, but I just like the whole idea of it.
Nicky knew all the angles. Nicky laid it out real clear. You gotta choose fear or love, kid. You gotta choose love or fear.
I'm here with Janet Fike for the Bronx Tale, and we are most fortunate to have the two Cologeros, although we can't figure out which is the younger and which is the older, right?
Yeah, I think there's some dispute about that, but we are so excited to have you both here. And actually, you do look alike. You know that.
Yeah, we've gotten that before.
So take us in chronological order for introductions. Your name is?
I'm Josh.
Josh?
Joshua Colley, yeah.
And you play Cologero up until what age?
Until, how old are you, Jason? How old's your character?
In this show, I think 10 and 17, I think, are the ages.
Okay.
Or, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And where do you go to school?
I'm homeschooled, so I get to do all like the school stuff.
Okay, a lot of kids would be very envious about that.
Yeah, I know. I'm very lucky.
So let me ask you this question. And Janet, you know this from teaching so many kids. How do you get into character to play Cologero, but also how do you theme it so that your personality and characteristics get transferred to you? and it's seamless. So we can tell you're the younger version, and you're.
Unfortunately, it is that easy to tell, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
Darn.
The height gives it away.
I know.
Right.
I guess so.
So what do you do to get into role as Cologero?
I don't know, because I kind of got to create the whole character since it was like the first time it was ever being done. I just kind of am myself in the show.
Okay, and picking up from Jason?
Well, when you're Josh, you just get to bring all of your natural charm and like energy to the table. Well, it's really about getting to know the story. Obviously, the film is super iconic, so really investing in the world of the film, and also talking to Chaz and getting to know Chaz and having him tell us stories. And there was a really amazing special day where he took me to his neighborhood in the Bronx where he was from, and he kind of talked to me about the neighborhood, and I got to experience what it was like actually being there. That kind of helped me figure out the world of this show. And working together was just us kind of getting to know each other and vibing off of one another and watching little things that the other one did, and creating the same character is really fun. And I know Richard and Lucia, who played our parents, I think it was cool for them to kind of get to experience a son of two different ages. It's cool. It was really cool.
That's neat.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And to all those young students, the Paper Mill has a Rising Stars program. It has a lot of education programs. So the young students who look at you and say, I want to be them, what do you say to them? What motivated you? What could you say to motivate those young students who have such passion?
Well, I actually teach as well. It's kind of my other big love outside of performing is working with young artists. It's really important to me, and some of the most important things I would say is really be yourself and kind of trust that your unique quality and your love of what you do is going to take you really far. Don't try to be anyone you're not, because this business is all about authenticity and being yourself, and people will fall in love with who you are. So really harnessing that and not being afraid to let that show, I think, is really important. And just keep doing it. Keep taking advantage of amazing opportunities like what Paper Mill offers, and doing all the community theater shows you can, and taking those lessons and continuing to soak all of that up. I think it's really important.
Bronx Tale was an amazing collaboration, one of the best shows that we've ever done. Received incredible reviews and just great response from our patrons. Sold out like crazy. There hasn't been a show that sold like Bronx Tale in years and years. And it was just a spectacular performance. And the reason it was so good, of course, thank you. The reason it was so good, of course, is because it was born out of the geniuses over here sitting at this table. Thank you. But we also had an amazing company. And so some of them are here tonight to sing for you. The story is about, it's based on Chaz Palminteri, and Chaz is with us tonight. Chaz. A real life story about a young man named Cologero. But there were two actors who played that role. In the first act, young Cologero was played by a young gentleman. Joshua, where are you? Joshua. Joshua Collins. Who's here tonight to sing this number from Act 1 for you. I like.
They call me C, and I like it.
Menken, congratulations for all the success on A Bronx Tale.
Thank you.
You've outdone yourself again.
Well, we had a great time here with Bronx Tale, and the audience, you know, they were a wonderful audience, and I was surprised that you could barely get a ticket. It was just amazing.
Actually, you couldn't get a ticket to a lot of performances, I'm here to tell you.
Yes.
Music to your ears.
Well, I'm sorry for the people who couldn't get a ticket, but I'm happy for us.
Yes, and go on its way to Broadway
Yes, it is.
and wonderful events. How does the creativity keep coming? You have so many awards and honors and Oscars. How do you keep creating the next big song?
You know, you just concentrate on telling a story, finding a unique way to tell it, singing your song, writing your songs through the mouths of the characters, so that it has that specificity. You know, I just try to keep Alan Menken in the background and let Cologero Anello sing, or Quasimodo sing, or Jack Kelly sing, or Bell, or whatever. It's not about me. It's really about the characters and about the story. And also, there's no form more collaborative than musical theater. So there's so many people whose talents come to bear on what we do, and I guess I'm a good collaborator. I like working with other people, and that helps.
And to the young people who are starting out, the young artists, and many of them will perform tonight. They're so passionate. They're so talented. What words of advice do you offer to them?
Best advice I could give to anyone starting out is just remember, love the process. Love doing it. The results will come. But don't concentrate on the results. Don't hang on to your own work and think, oh, that's it. I have to wait until this is acknowledged before I move forward. No. Just keep moving forward. It's all about the process.
Sage advice for life. Music and life.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations. And thank you for being part of the Paper Mill.
Mr. Jason Gauthier, please rise. Jason, yes, okay. And he's going to sing a duet from Act 2, one of my favorites, In a World Like This. Listen to the lyric. Oh my gosh, it's so touching, so poignant. The score by Alan Menken and the lyrics by Glenn Slater over here. And he's joined by a young lady who is what we call our quadruple crown winner. In horse racing, they have the triple crown. We have the quadruple crown winner. Her high school participated in the Adopt a School program. She was a soloist in our summer conservatory program and New Voices concert. She was a member of the show choir, and she also did all this because she received a scholarship from us. Then she went to an open call in New York City and stood in line with 3,000, something like that? Over 1,000 girls, and won the role of Dorothy in NBC's The Wiz Live. It's my girl, Chenise Williams, to sing with Jason.
In a world like this, where everything seems black and white, in a world like this, they're so quick to tell you what's wrong and what's right. Well, let them talk, talk, talk. Who cares what they say? Now that you're here, well, it's clearer than day that those words, they're not true, they're not me, they're not you. 'Cause in a world like this, where so much can keep us apart, yes, in a world like this, you just have to trust in the beat of your heart. So put your hand in mine, let's give it a shot. Why should we care if they're ready or not? What we feel, that's what's real in this world. you so tight. If you dare, let us hear, let us stare. If you're mine, we'll be fine. In a world like this, I got you. In a world like this, I got you.
The story of Bronx Tale is so moving, and it's about a young man growing up who comes to a fork in the road, a crossroads in his life, and he has two very magnetic father figures, his actual figure, and then there's Sonny, who's a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy. But we're all faced with those choices, right? We come to times in our lives where we have difficult challenges, and that's really what makes us mature, right? Which path we take. And it was an amazingly wonderful way that the show wrapped up. And Jason's going to sing a little bit of a song called The Choices You Make. Thank you, Jason.
I just want to take a minute to thank Mark and the Paper Mill family for having me here. Thank you guys so much. And I'm really taking this opportunity to thank the creative team of the Bronx Tale because it was truly just one of the most incredible experiences of my life. And really once in a lifetime, so thank you. You're gone, but I've got things to tell you. You know, you showed me wrong and right. Now go on, because of things you taught me. And just in time you caught me, brought me to the light. Now I see my life before me clearly. It's time that I become a man. I thank you for giving me tomorrow. Now I'm moving on from sorrow, doing all I can. All the choices I made shaped my life forever and made you my friend, and I have no regret. And we have a bond that time can never sever. All the good and bad, the happy and sad, sinners and saints, I won't forget. I learned something from these two men, my dad and Sonny. The saddest thing in life is wasted talent. The choices you make will shape your life forever. You could ask anybody from my neighborhood and they'll tell you, this is just another Bronx tale. And all the choices you make, each hour and each minute, all the paths that you take, each moment here or gone. It's the street, it's the stoop, it's your corner and they're in it. You can live by the gun, you can walk and you can run, you can shine in the sun, you can rise when day is done, and just like everyone, you've chosen who you are. And those choices you make, live on. This is a Bronx tale, that's my story. The world I lived in, the people I knew. It's just a Bronx tale, like they all do. It happens here on Belmont.